Hello everyone! Welcome to my library in my living room. It's the library granny. Come on in everybody, sit at my knees and let's have a story. So today I'm going to start off with this very simple story called Jack and the Beanstalk to get us to remember the story of how Jack swapped a cow for some magic beans and ended up climbing a huge beanstalk and meeting a giant. Jack and his mother were very poor. They had no money for food. So Jack took their cow to the market to sell her. On the way, Jack met a man who showed him some magic beans. Jack swapped his cow for the beans. That means, boys and girls, he gave the man the cow and the man gave Jack the magic beans. His mother was very angry when she got home, so she threw the beans out the window and she sent Jack to bed. The next morning, there was a tall beanstalk right outside the window. So Jack climbed the beanstalk. There was a castle at the top of the beanstalk, and inside Jack found a sleeping giant with piles of gold in front of him. Jack took the gold and climbed down the beanstalk. The next day, Jack climbed the beanstalk again and found a beautiful golden harp and a golden hen who laid golden eggs. He took the harp and the hen, but the harp began to sing, "Master, Master," which of course woke the giant up. The giant woke up and said, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, watch out now, here I come." The giant shouted and started to climb down the beanstalk, but Jack got an axe and he chopped down the beanstalk so the giant couldn't get down, and Jack and his mother were safe. Okay, long old story, right? All right, so today I've chosen this book to share with you. It's called The Giant of Jum, and it's a little bit of a story similar to the Jack and the Beanstalk story. So that's why I told you that story first, just to get us into the mind of Jack and this one called The Giant of Jum by Elli Woollard and pictures by Benji Davies. So let's find out. The Giant of Jum, Elli Woollard, Benji Davies. The Giant of Jum was a grumpy old grouch who was constantly grizzly and grumbling. And when he was hungry, he'd slobber and slouch and say, "Oh, how my tummy is rumbling." "Fee," he said, and "fi," he said, and "fo," he said, and "fum. How I pine. I wish for a child on a dish. Little children are yummy, yum, yum." Don't get scared. And he thought of a tale that his brother had told of a beanstalk and a boy known as Jack. He'd be nice, thought the giant, if eaten quite cold with a side dish of beans or a snack. He strode through the land with such thunderous stomps that the trees started shaking and swaying. Through fields and forests, through rivers and swamps, and to gardens where children were playing. Bum, he said, and fo, he said. Bee, he said, and bee. Children, I feel, make a fabulous meal. I will gobble you up for my tea. Oh dear. I hope not. But the children said, what a magnificent man. You're so marvelously magic and tall. And they said, will you help us? We're sure that you can. Oh, please, can you fetch us our ball? They need help from someone tall. The giant said, well, I suppose it won't hurt, but soon have no fear, I'll be back. You'd be scrumptious if eaten with cream for dessert, just as soon as I've gobbled up that jack. Fo, he cried, and fum, he cried, and fee, he cried, and fi. Children taste nice, mixed with pasta or rice, and they're perfect when popped into a pie. But the children ran up and they yelled, look at that, up there in the leaves, can you see? Oh, please, will you help us and rescue our cat? It got stuck up in that sycamore tree. You can see the cat up there, boys and girls. They need someone tall. The giant said, well, I suppose it won't hurt, but soon have no fear, I'll be back. You'd be scrumptious if eaten with cream for dessert, just as soon as I've gobbled up that jack. Fi, he cried, and fee, he cried, and fum, he cried, and fo. My very best treat is some children to eat. I will start with the littlest toad. But the smallest boy whispered, my legs are so sore. And he slumped to the ground and he cried, I can't make it home. I can't walk anymore. Oh, please, would you give me a ride? The giant said, well, I suppose I don't mind. And he lifted the boy on his back. The boy said, I love you. You're wonderfully kind. And what is your name? I'm called Jack. Ooh. Fee, he cried. Fi, he cried. And little Jack snapped, is that right? I'll pulp you and stew you. I'll gobble you and chew you and gobble you up in one bite. But the children cried, oh no you wouldn't. We think you've made a mistake. You're such a kind giant, you couldn't. Nice giants always eat. I guess it has to rhyme with mistake. So, steak. No, it's cake. Cake, 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 cake. Everyone is shouting cake. And those look like delicious cakes. The giant was starving. His tummy was rumbling. But then he said, wait, are you sure? The grizzly and grumpy I am, and grouchy and grumbling. I've never been called lovely before. You rescued a cat from a tree, shouted Jack, and you fetched our ball. You're so nice. You gave me a ride through the streets on your back. So we've made for you this. Have a slice. Ho, he said, and hum, he said, and ha, he said, and he. Chocolate's much better than children, and he ate it all up for his tea. So, that book started out like it could have been a tragedy, but in the end, the giant discovered that he was actually kind. So, you can see how I wanted to remind you and refresh your memories about Jack, because in this book, that's what the giant was looking to eat first. And then, of course, he discovered cake is a lot better than children, especially when it's chocolate cake. All right, really hoping, fingers crossed, legs crossed, arms crossed, that you really enjoyed these two stories. Till the next time I read a book on my website, Live Granny. Bye everyone. Enjoy whatever you're going to do today besides listen to stories. Bye.